The onboarding process will allow a user to see features of the application before they create an account or before they log into the application. The onboarding process only runs on the very first time an application is run on the device. So this is the first time GoVote has been run on this test device, and the first screen we see is the first onboarding screen. Down across the bottom we have several features, the first of which lets you skip the onboarding process entirely. This indicator here shows that we are on the first of 3 pages of the onboarding process, and then the final button here allows the user to move to the next screen of the onboarding process. So the first screen we have here is the upcoming elections screen, and it allows a user to see what a list of elections would look like. The next screen is the screen that shows the user information about their polling location, and then across the top you can also later navigate into early vote locations. And then the final screen is the representative screen, where the user can see an example of what it will look like when they go to see the representatives on the My Representative screen. And finally, at the end, once we tap Finish, we are taken to the login page.
Hello guys, I'm going to show you the election screen for GoVote today. So based on the election screen, this is where you go through onboarding, and the election is actually based off your location. So based on my location, it's going to be the Florida primary election, and it's going to show the date. So once we click on this, it's going to go into the details, it's going to show the date and the name. Then we can actually go to the icon on the bottom and go to the calendar, and we can add it to the calendar, which is pretty cool. So let's go back into the application, run it, and go back. And we can also click on this icon, and it'll bring us to Florida primary election news, which is pretty cool. And if we click on one of these news articles, it'll bring us into a web view, so we can learn more about the election that is going on.
The polling location feature is a primary feature in the application, and after the user logs in, they are first landed on the upcoming election screen. So next we will go to the polling location screen to view the polling location data. First thing we see is a tab bar across the top, and this tab bar lets you navigate between polling locations and early vote sites. The polling location for this particular user is the Goldenrod Civic Club. We see the name. We also see a link to the address here, as well as the hours of operations for the polling location and some additional driving location notes. When tapping on the address, it will take the user directly into Maps and will bring them directly to the location of the polling location. Navigating back takes us back to the application, and let's go look at early voting sites. Early voting sites is a list of voting sites that are marked as viable locations for a user who lives in this particular region. These are the locations that they can visit to go vote early. Now, as you'll see here, we have several. I believe that there are 15 for this user, and each one includes several pieces of information. Across the top, we have the name of the location, as well as the address. We have the hours of operation. We have the dates that early voting are available. We have the services that are available. That indicates early voting. And then an additional piece of information about where the location is. These work the same way in that if you tap on the address, it takes you directly to Maps and shows you the early vote site location.
So here's the representatives page for GoVote. This will be the representatives in the state of the U.S. and the state that you have chosen for your location, based on your location. So if we scroll down, you can see all these people. And if we click into one, you can see their name, their picture, what they're running for, phone number, address, and website. And we also included a Twitter feed in our application, which is pretty cool, so you can see what they're doing on like social media and stuff. So let's go onto their website, and this will populate a web view that you can go on and check out their website. And then we can also go click on these links, and it'll populate address in Google Maps. And then if we click on the phone number, then it'll populate the phone number. And then if we go back, we can go into another person and check like Rick Scott out. And it's basically the same thing. They have their Twitter feed, and then what they're running for, and then their phone number, address, and the website. So this is just the representatives, just to learn more about them. I think it's good information that voters should learn about and who they're voting for.